Hey guys, this is Brownie Boy TV here with the LBA Season 3 overview. I'm the admin for the LBA, which is also known as the Litheo Battle Association. We're going to start this off with the Season 2 overview, which featured the Surrey Litleo, or Tipster Jones, winning the entire league. He beat the Tennessee Raichus, or Shadow Chew, in the finals. During the regular season, I finished the season with the best record throughout the regular season, but I couldn't just finish it in the playoffs. And then I'd say the honorable mention from last season is definitely the Pori Arcanines, or Nuclear Android, with an 11-4 record in the regular season. Here's the overview of the rules. We allow all OU and under Pokemon so they can be drafted or selected off free agency. But we also allow Blazeability Blaziken just because we had a league vote and we determined that he wasn't a broken Pokemon and that he should be allowed. We follow all Smoggen clauses in this league for all of our battling, except for we have a unique item clause that's also added. You're allowed to use as many items as you want, so you can use like 6 life orbs if you feel like it, but we limit the amount of recovery items that you're allowed to use per battle. So you can use 1 leftovers and 1 black sludge, or 2 leftovers or 2 citrus berries, but you can't use more than that. The only gray area in that situation is that if you have a Gliscor or a Pokemon with Toxic Heal, you're allowed to use Toxic Orb as an item along with 2 leftovers, since it's not technically a recovery item and it's dependent upon his status or in his ability. So the next rule that we're going to go over is that once a Pokemon is selected in the draft or picked up off free agency, then it is on that person's team and nobody else within their division can have that Pokemon on their team. We have a 2-division system this season since we wanted to accommodate more teams than last season. So it's 2 divisions of 12, and so in one division you could have a Jolteon, in another division somebody could have a Jolteon, but no 2 teams in one division could have a Jolteon. And then the last rule we're going to cover, this goes as something that people in the league themselves might not fully understand, but you're allowed to change all movesets, natures, EVs, IVs, items, whatever you want on the Pokemon that you've drafted in between battles. It's a great way to game plan. Like last season, I had a matchup against the guy who had Mega Venusaur on his team, and I had a Mega Scizor, so I EV'd my Mega Scizor just enough to the point that he would outspeed the Mega Venusaur, and that ultimately ended up winning me the match. So it's just you have to think about things like that during the game plan, and you're fully allowed to change it. So the next thing we're going to go over is the Alpha Division overview. We have the returnees, which are the Tennessee Raichus, the Detroit Pincers, the San Antonio Shinx, the Florida Fraligators, the San Francisco Darkrais, the Cleveland Escavaliers, the Rayeta Rhydon, the Aximolan, and then we've got the newcomers, which are the New Jersey Magniums, the Welchions, the Los Angeles Nidokings, and the Toronto Star Raptors. And after the drafts, I've determined, for my personal opinion, that the powerhouse for this division is going to be the Los Angeles Nidokings. You can just see the rosters over on the left. They just built a pretty powerful sand team with Mega Garchomp, Tyranitar. So Mega Garchomp gets Sand Force, and they also have Ferrothorn, who gets pretty solid coverage in the sand. They have an Infernape, which he's a pretty great Pokemon. I couldn't believe that he dropped that far to him. And then he's got Latias and Florges. Florges is a great wall, great Wish Passer, and he gets Aromatherapy, so he can heal all statuses. Gyarados with Intimidate, he's a great bulky Pokemon. You can use him to sweep teams with Moxie, or you can use Intimidate. So many different things that this guy can do with his team, and I just thought that he drafted really well. His notable matchups for the season are round 1, he starts out with the Detroit Pincers, or Green Scrafty. In round 3, he's got the Florida Fraligators, or Jody A and B. In round 11, he has the Tennessee Raichus, who were last season's runner-ups. In round 14, he's got a newcomer, Shield of Aegis. Kira drafted a really good team, in my opinion. Not quite good enough for me to put them as a powerhouse or anything like that for their division, because Shield of Aegis is actually an Omega, and that's a crossover match. But I felt that they just drafted such a good team that had to be considered as a noble matchup. For the second team we're going to go over in this division, we've got the bulk of Alpha Division. That's definitely going to be the Toronto Star Raptors, and that's Hitman Sam 91. You can just see his team on the left. My God, he's got Scizor, Slowbro, Clefable, Amoonguss, Staraptor. Staraptor's got Intimidate, so you can definitely consider him bulky. Last season, Tennessee Raichus, Shadow Chew, he ran a bulky defensive Staraptor with Feather Dance, Roost, Brave Bird, and maybe Close Combat or U-Turn. I'm not sure what his other move was that he usually used, but that thing was bulky and it was hard to take down. He always carried a Rocky Helmet on too, so you're taking recoil. Then he's got Mega Tyranitar, Lucario, Goodra, Shuckle, and Wobbuffet. So Mega Tyranitar, Lucario, not that bulky. Lucario can't take hits all that well. Mega Tyranitar, you hit him with a fighting anything, he's usually going to go down, but mean, Scizor, Slowbro, Clefable, Moongus, Staraptor, Goodra, Shuckle, Wobbuffet. That's 8 out of the 10 that I'd consider bulky Pokemon. Wobbuffet, everybody knows Shadow Tag, how prevalent it is in the meta right now. It's so hard to counter. If you get locked into a move with Encore or anything like that, you're just in for an awful time. But his notable matchups, round 1, he's opened up with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who's Sandshrew Bogut, and he's pretty much known for not handling bulk all that well. Last season he struggled with the guy that had the bulkiest team in the league. Round 5, we've got the Surrey Litleo, who's our returning champion from last season. Matt's always got a great team. He's always got a great strategy. He's just one of the best battlers in the league, and that clearly shows since he was the champion last season. Round 6, we have the Rhydons, and that's Dude Justice, or Ab. He's a great battler. He uses really weird sets, really weird Pokemon compared to most people. Like, he loves his Mega Banette, so that'll be something to look out for. And then round 11, we got the Welchions, who's a newcomer to the league. The guy seems really committed to the league. He knows how to do his homework already. He said that he's running calcs and stuff like that. He's looking at teams, looking at matchups. So I think that'll be an interesting matchup to see how he's able to tackle the bulk. And then, in my opinion, the favorite for this division is going to be the Tennessee Raichu's. Shadow just puts in his homework. He works harder than anyone else when it comes to strategizing. This man runs some of the craziest sets I've ever seen, and they always work for him. He drafted a pretty good team. I mean, it's a good team. It's a weird team, but that's just Shadow's style. Like Mega Gardevoir, Heatran, Garchomp, but Dusclops even. Those are 4 great Pokemon. Not surprised to see them go that early. And then Ditto, Klefki, Raichu, Togetic, Hariyama, and Assaultgore. I think that maybe Raichu got drafted in the other division, and that's it out of all of them. No, Raichu and Ditto. So Klefki, Togetic, Hariyama, and Assaultgore all didn't get drafted in the other division, I don't think. So it's going to be interesting to see how he uses those Pokemon, and I know that he'll come out with crazy sets, and it'll be great to watch him just dismantle teams with those Pokemon, but the man just knows how to run weird Pokemon, and people don't know how to tackle him. And his notable matchups are round 3, he's got the Toronto Staraptors. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he tackles that bulk. Round 7, he's got the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sandshrew Bogut. Those two battling is always a great match. Round 11, he's got the powerhouse, in my opinion, which is going to be Los Angeles Nidokings or JJD Hernandez. That'll be a good match because that guy's like, he's got bulk, power, he's got everything. So it'll be interesting to see how Shadow tries to take him on. And then round 14, that's the last round, and that's Shadow's last crossover match, and that's against me. That'll be quite the match for me. So we'll see. Next, we've got the Omega Division. We've got the returnees, who are the New Orleans Chuckles, Pori Arcanines, Chicago Flareons, St. Louis Rampardos, Baltimore Bisharps, Surrey Litleo, the Portland Timbers. The newcomers to this division are the Jubel Raelicants, the Toronto Tyranitar's or T-Tars, Shield of Aegis, the California Caracostas, and the Baltimore Braviaries. Powerhouse for this division, in my personal opinion, I just thought that I drafted the best. Just the Pokemon I was able to take late, I felt really just the reason why I thought that I drafted better than anyone else. Started out with Mamosine, Volcarona, Mega Gyarados, so it's pretty 3 solid picks, and then Garchomp dropped down to the 4th round. I couldn't believe that, so I had to take him. I've got an infinite amount of Mew sets, so Mew's just one of my go-to Pokemon. I love having him on my team. He's my one legendary that I just love to use. And then I got Sylveon, great special defensive wall, can even be used as special attacker. I got Roserade, can be used defensive, offensive, lay down hazards, Subseed, put him to sleep, just annoy the hell out of people. And then I got Fortress, great spinners, great rocks, spikes, toxic, volt switch, whatever you want to run on him, Gyro Ball. And then I got Quagsire. Quagsire is a great Pokemon just because he got the Unaware. And then Arcanine, you can run infinite amount of sets with him. So notable matchups for me this season, I'm going to say, are round 2. I've got the Surrey Litleo, who's Matt, he's the returning champ from last year. Me and him always have great battles. I always seem to just nudge him out, but it's always great battles. Round 5, we got my first crossover match. It's going to be against the Cleveland Cavaliers. That'll be an interesting match. Round 6, we got the Pori Arcanines, who's Nuclear Android, and he just always has my number for some reason. Whether it be by crits or him just outplaying me or whatever, I just can't beat that man for some reason. Round 10, I got the Welchions. Again, man, he just knows how to do. That's going to be another crossover match for me, and he just knows how this league works. I think that he's going to really catch on fast, and I predict him doing really well in this league. Round 14, last crossover match for me, it's going to be the Tennessee Raichus. So definitely have a good team, and my 3 crossover match are the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Welchions, and the Tennessee Raichus. So my strength of schedule, I'd say, is probably right up there, up among the toughest ones for everyone. Next person we're going to look over for the Omega division is going to be the bulk of the division, which is the Baltimore Bishops, which is 2015 Just, or Riley. And Riley just started straight out, just taking bulk after bulk after bulk. He traded his his fourth and fifth pick for G Chucho 13's second and 10th pick. So with his second round pick, he took Chansey. So he started out the draft with Mandibuzz, Keldeo, and Chansey. So right away, you know that this man's going for straight bulk. Keldeo's bulky special attacker. Mandibuzz, I don't think it can be taken down with physical hits, unless you can set up some +2, +4 with sword stance, but then he can just foul play you to death. So that thing's just terrifying to go against. And then Gastrodon, obviously bulky. Mega Banette, bulkier than people expect it to be. Bisharp, if you don't hit him with a super effective hit, there's a good chance he's not going down from one hit. Darmanitan, he's not very bulky, but he's a great U-turner. Hits incredibly hard with Flare Blitz. Then we've got Hitmontop, who's Intimidate, Rapid Spin, bulky Pokemon. Jolteon, who's just a good Volt Switcher. He's not bulky at all. And then Sigalith, which I don't know if you're going to call it a wall, if you're going to call it a Stallmon, what are you going to call it? But that thing is the most annoying Pokemon I've ever battled in my entire life, and I cannot stand it. And he took it in the 10th round, of course. I felt like that was a jab at me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Riley's notable matchups for this season. In round 2, he starts out with Kelly, who's a newcomer in the Baltimore Brave RAs. Kelly drafted a pretty cool team. A lot of like RU, UU, and NU pokes, but I think he'll do well. It'll be interesting to see how he runs those Pokemon. Round 4, he's got Jello. It's Hinlos Rampardos. Jello's great battler. It'll be great to see how Jello tries to take down this bulk. Round 7, he's got Surrey Litleo, who's Matt, the returning champ from last year. Matt can dismantle any team, so I'm looking forward to see how he handles this bulk. And then round 11, he's got the Pori Arcanines. And Nuclear, I know, will figure out a way to outstall Riley or just be able to beat him head up just with his attacking Pokemon. But that'll be a great match to see. For the favorite for this division, I've chosen Nuclear Android, who's the Pori Arcanines. He's got a great roster, and he's just an outstanding battler. He took Megazard, X, Alakazam, Greninja, Florges, Gliscor, Metagross, Thunderous Eye, Melodic, Torkoal, and Mienshao. I just think that he's got a pretty powerful team. He's got a couple weaknesses, but I know that he'll be able to work around them. He does his homework just like Shadow. He doesn't come out with such crazy sets, but he just definitely knows what to do to get himself to win. Last season, he was pretty heavily reliant on his Mega Metachan, but Mega Metachan got drafted right before he was able to draft it, so he had to go with Mega Charizard X, which is also a great pick. Not Sword Stance, but Dragon Dance, Sub, Roost, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Brick Break, Shadow Claw. List goes on and on and on. But he's a great Pokemon. And then Alakazam, everybody knows how hard he hits. Greninja, one of the most versatile Pokemon in the game, just because he's got the protein ability. Florges, great Wish Passer. He's got aromatherapy, all that good stuff. Gliscor, Substall, Toxic, or you can just use him with full on attacking or whatever you want. Metagross hits insanely hard. Thunderous Eye, he's got the Prankster T-Wave, which is just so frustrating. And then Melodic's great wall. Torkoal's pretty solid physical wall that can lay rocks and spin. And then you got Mienshao in the last round, which is a pretty good pick with U-turn, Regenerator, or you can go Reckless, High Jump Kick, whatever you want to do. Notable matchups for Nuclear this season, I'm going to say, are round 6 is against me. Round 9 is against Matt, the returning champion, so that'll be a great match to see because these two are just two outstanding battlers. That'll be fun to watch. Round 11, he's got the Baltimore Bishops again. That'll be Riley against the bulk, see how he takes that down, and then or tries to take it down at least. And then round 12 against Kira, who has the Shield of Aegis. So that'll be a great match to watch. I think that the top newcomers from each division are going to be Shield of Aegis or Kira for Omega, and then the Welchions for Alpha. So that'll be great to watch. See how they progress through the league and see how they learn things and see if they can catch on right away. So that's everything from the LBA Season 3 overview. Thanks for watching, guys. We've got a couple YouTubers in the league, and I'm sure they'll be uploading at least once or twice a week with their matches. That's Freedom Eon, who's the Welchions, R Hunter N, who's the New Orleans Chuckles, and G Chucho 13, who's the Chicago Flareons. Hopefully they'll be able to upload a decent amount. I think that they'll be able to because they have so much content from this league that they'll almost be forced to upload it. And then the Litheo region YouTube channel, which I'm a part of, we will also be uploading matches all season. We'll determine which matches are worthy of the game of the week and try to upload 1 or 2 of those per round. So that'll be something to look out for, guys. Thanks again for watching, and it'll be fun this season. So be sure to tune in.